Peace and love, family. I am your host, Seldom Seen, and this is the John Muhammad Podcast show. Today, my guest is a brother born and raised from Grand Rapids, Michigan, but now lives in Atlanta, Georgia. He's CEO of Heavy Game Biz. You see Gorilla Grind merchandise all over. And now he's an author. His first book, The Book of Boonce, that I was able to purchase through Barnes & Nobles. And now he's back on the John Muhammad Podcast to talk about that book, why he wrote it. So without further ado, all my fans and followers, show love, for we got the OG, Oakdale Boonce in the building. What's good, my brother?
Black man. Hey, before we even get started, man, I want to just jump right out there, man, and tell you how much I appreciate you. This is the second time sharing your platform with me, man, and I want you to know, brother, that I do not take that lightly. I appreciate you, man.
Yep.
I appreciate you.
Oh, you already know, bro. We come from the same hood, same streets. I'm reading your book like, oh, man, just right around the corner.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Now I get why they call you Oakdale. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I made a little money over there too.
Yeah.
It was
Born
crazy over there. Oh, right.
Born and
That's
raised,
what's up.
man. That's what's on my birth certificate.
Okay. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Gun rule, man. Gun rule, born and raised.
Absolutely.
So give us a little bit of summary of your book, why you wrote it.
Okay. First, I'll start with why it was written. Basically, a lot of individuals, including family members, thought that brought it to my attention that it'd be a good idea if we wrote or did a movie based on our experience coming up. And I started writing a script. You know, we writers, so I started writing a script. And as I'm, as you go back and you're overlooking your script, I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, this is a book. We could start it as a book, and then we can evolve it into a movie, because as you know, that a movie and the shooting and the cast and all that takes a little longer.
Yeah,
so this
kind of way
that's a project. But this way, it's just you and the pen and your memory, and you just give people an idea of the story. But there's so much more to that, and the movie will soon to follow that book.
Right.
Yeah, and the book is basically roughly based on my life, born from the 70s all the way up into the crack era. Like I said, I was born into the game. It's nothing that I chose. It chose me. I was born in it. I was born around it. You know what I mean? So I was very familiar with it my entire life. Right. And although my OGs, my aunts and uncles, although they did not want that for us, our bulls ended up going to do lengthy prison terms. Yeah. How kind of changed the dynamics of everything, man.
That's when you know it's real, man. When them cats start dying or cats start going away for 5 and 10 and 15 years. It's like, man, I remember last time you was in the street, you was running it.
Yeah.
But everything changed, man. So, I do remember that era, man. And a lot of money out there, but what came was a destruction, because I remember going up Oakdale before I eventually left from Grand Rapids, and houses was abandoned. It was run down. It got real ugly. Oakdale, Cass, Prospect, a lot of those streets, man, that just they really wealthy. They really suffered, man. So to come back now and to see things, kind of back in order with those neighborhoods, I was happy to see that. But I do remember that time. So I'm reading your book, right? It said in there, you said that you really didn't get a lot of pressure from your peers because the OGs had gave you a green light to basically do what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
How did that affect you? How did that shape you? Just by them trusting you that much?
I think it was I can say that it was a little pressure. But it was just that it was so much expected out of me. Like I was given grown adult things to do as a youngster because they knew that it would get done if an adult would do it. So
Okay.
like, and my like I said, my father left early when I went to the penitentiary when I was young, and then my mother kind of drug addiction takes many of our parents from us from a time in our life, and my
Right.
grandmother raised me for a great portion of my life with the help of other family members, but everyone trusted me to do the right thing based upon whatever they gave me to do. They knew it would get done,
Right.
and that was something that that just I don't know. I know if it came natural or what, but you
Yeah.
heard the sign, or let's say when they say you got an old soul. When they say a
They
youngster got an old soul, that's kind of how they reference to me ever since I was little. As a matter of fact, I was so serious as a youngster that my Uncle Shane gave me the nickname Uncle Boonce. And
mm,
Boonce derives from Boonce.
mm,
So, yeah, I was just so serious as a young cat, but my eyes had saw so much, maybe some things that I shouldn't have, but I was
right.
so advanced in that aspect of life.
Very mature
Because I
for your
saw it,
age. That's
yeah,
what we would say. That kid is
yeah,
very mature for his age.
yeah, that's what it was. Because
Wow.
nothing was ever, and I thank my grandmother, I think my aunts and uncles and my mother and father that nothing was ever hidden from me.
Okay.
Everything was on the table and it was always explained. They always gave me the game behind, this, that, and the other. Now, this is not what you want to do, but they
Right.
gave me the game on it. See, because with my family, my OGs, the trade of the substance, it was the boy, it was the dog food when I
Okay.
was younger.
Right.
It wasn't for to start out. It wasn't for just the flash and all that. They really had a blueprint. It was a means to get something started for us coming along. But like I say, that kind of fell apart
Yeah.
due to them going away, doing lengthy terms. And the same
Right.
thing with us coming along. We, although, like you say, at the detriment of families and all that, it was really a means for us.
Okay.
It wasn't really like this is something that you brag about. This is something about, no, but this was just a means to try to accumulate and assemble something. But
Mm.
as we know, in that game, it'll soak you up, and you, as my uncles would say, that the uh, the dealer needs as much rehabilitation as the user.
Mm.
You become intoxicated with that life, man. That life will suck you in.
Right.
You say, well, I'm gonna go ahead. You got a number. You got a set goal. When I make this, I'm done. I'm gonna go buy a gas station, or I'm gonna go buy a corner store, and then that's it. But when
Right.
you see that, and you see how it's like I can get this again, and I can
Right.
get it again, and I can get it. I'm,
Right.
I'm eventually get the gas station. I'm eventually get the corner store. But
Right.
sometimes, you know what I mean. You a dope fiend for it and don't realize. Yeah,
You're addicted to the lifestyle, the money,
man.
the power that comes with it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah,
can.
you're not waiting in lines. You're not.
Right.
Yeah, like you said, nothing.
Right.
Everything's right at your fingertips. You become a king,
Gotcha.
and it's hard to
Gotcha.
walk away from that. Like the b-ball players, NFL players, that said, man, it's hard to walk away from the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard to
Hey.
walk away from the game, man.
And I was looking at I forget his name. He was a boxer, and you can tell those boxers who stay in that ring too long because it's not coming out the way they, but they love
Yes,
that
sir.
life. They love what they got from going in that ring, and it'll make you stand there so long that you end up really hurting yourself. And boxing's a pretty
Absolutely.
good example. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wired different.
yep.
It'll rewire you, man.
Right.
You'll be wired different, man.
Right.
You become like a man. You become vicious.
Yeah. Yep.
In a sense of just conquering and
Okay.
accumulating.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You've been down that road. You know how
Right.
it feels to
Oh
have a
yeah.
safe here, and then a safe over here, then a safe over here,
Right.
and you're keeping up with it. You got your ledgers and all that stuff.
Right.
Hey man, that shit is addictive.
Right. Real
Yeah,
talk.
definitely.
Real talk. Okay. So another point in your store in your book, you were going to your grandmother's house, right?
Uh-huh.
They had people there hanging out, and I believe you had your partners with you. Y'all went down in the basement where you had an uncle down there who was smoking some weed. And as you came down there, he reached out to give you the weed or whatever, and you was about to partake of it. And then your uncle came and bust you upside the head.
Yeah.
And he told you you don't smoke with nobody, not even him.
Yeah.
How did that
Yeah.
change you?
Man, that changed drastically because, like I say, I may have not. I think I was 21 when I tried weed again after that, and man, I think I might have been. I don't know how long. I was a baby, man, when that happened. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, and I think I was short lived. Weed was short lived for me. I think I smoked weed from 21 maybe to 25 or 24, man.
And that
It
was
didn't
it.
last long, but
See?
he
Yeah.
after doing that, man, he said it was beer, and he set the herb on the table, and he explained the game to me. Then he said, "Look, that shit got to come to you. I mean, excuse me, you got to go
No,
get it. It
you got to
can't
go
come to
get
you.
it. Right.
It don't have a brain. It don't have arms." And as a youngster, man, I'm talking about a light bulb went off immediately in my head when he said that. I understood it like right away.
Okay.
Like you got the power. Don't leave that alone, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? The only way that's going to affect you if you go messing with it.
Okay.
So that's probably why I stayed away from it so long. You
Wow.
know, and again, uh, even as a youngster, I might have had a little beer or whatever, and I didn't have to sneak to do it. You know what I mean? There
Okay.
was a limit. Now they wasn't just letting me get pissy, but it was a limit. But
Right.
again, I didn't have to hide to do anything coming up as a youngster. So when I did get around my peers, I didn't do nothing around my peers. Few of my peers ever saw me do anything
Okay.
coming up young. I didn't I
Right.
didn't I didn't indulge in a lot of things my peers are doing. As a matter of fact, as a youngster, a lot of it seemed silly to me. You know, I see matter of fact, I see some OGs today who kind of seem a little slow to me. You
Okay.
know, they may be 10 years my senior. But it's again,
A
I had a
lifestyle.
cheat sheet. Yeah, I had a cheat sheet. I had some thoroughbred. I was raised by thoroughbreds, man. I can't thank God enough for the OGs that raised me and reared me up.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
For my mother,
Yeah.
my father, my aunts, my uncle, my grandmother, they all played a part in building this Voltron. Like I
Right.
got a piece of all of them on me to complete this man.
Nice. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like the way you put that. Yep.
Yep.
I was talking to my granddaughter and I told her to look at me as you, but in the future.
Mm.
Because I know what it's like to be your age. You don't know what it's like to be mine. So I'm you. I'm you in the future. Listen to me and I'll tell you the pitfalls to watch out for. So I think she got it. We'll see, you know.
Yeah. Yes, she
But
will.
yeah,
If she don't get it
yeah,
right away, she got it.
right.
Like it was funny you say that. The brother Izzy Dope told me one time just what you just said. He said, "Hey
Mm-hmm.
man, we're the future. They're the past." Where everybody else will reverse it and say the children are the future. No, we're the future. This is what you look
Yeah,
like in the future,
right.
and they're our past.
Exactly.
So yeah, just what you just said. It made me think of Izzy when you said that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you was driving nice cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in high school. You was driving nice cars before you even had a driver's license, right?
Yes, sir.
In your opinion as a father, do you think it's better that our kids come up knowing and understanding wealth? Or is it better that they come up, what my father would say, the rough side of the mountain, that harder type of life? Because some say it builds character more. But in your opinion as a father, which side would you choose for your own children?
If I could have it my way, both.
Mm.
Both.
Okay.
You need both. Like, I had access. It was time where it was tight now. Like I said, when my bulls went away to the penitentiary, everybody
Mm-hmm.
pitched in and did what we could, but like my father and uncle, they always drove nice cars, and I
Right.
had access to all of them. But I had already went to the school of the struggle. But
Yeah.
I think that we're able to have wealth there, and at the same time teach lessons of responsibility and accountability. Because
Okay.
I think that's what it's more of than anything. Not that I want you to go with your guts popping or wondering where your next meal coming from, but if you could take this and like you just talking to your daughter, granddaughter, if you could take this along with this wealth, you should be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that you need to be taught is responsibility
Mm-hmm.
and accountability. Your
Okay.
actions, the way you think, because we see cultures do it all the time. They
Right.
build wealth. They tell their children from the titty what
Right.
it's going to do and what it's going to be.
Okay.
So by the time it gets a certain age, it doesn't know anything else.
Right.
But what's in store for them? But to come in, go to the corporate office that we got, or whatever position that we got you ready for. We
Okay.
got a gentleman out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, worldwide known,
Okay.
Money Mayweather.
Right.
Father did the same thing from the time he came out of his mother's womb. His father told him what he would be,
Mm.
and there was nothing you could say about that.
Right.
So he had instilled it so much in him that when he departed and went to the penitentiary for 10 years and come back, his son was still on track because
Right.
it was instilled in him from birth. This is what
Okay.
you are, and this is what you're going to be.
Okay.
And I think that may be a key factor in having the wealth with the children. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You don't have to spoil them. You could have the
Right.
wealth to back them, but
Okay.
let them develop and aid them along the way so they could be able to take over that purse.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I'm
Nice.
not I wouldn't want my life any other way,
Okay.
but I love the way I came up.
Okay.
But I think we could always evolve into creating stronger, wiser people, along
Nice.
with what we learned, and then cultivating other aspects like the wealth.
Okay.
So when you do get it together, you don't have to scramble and build nothing. When you get it together, you got it.
Mm. Nice.
Yeah, you
I
got
like
it. And
that.
you go, yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
Now you're ready.
Yep.
Yeah, whether it be a trust, whatever the case may be, but you can't touch this until A, B, and C is done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you kind of, and let them earn their own money, let them earn their own bread without just giving it to them.
Right.
Teaching them that work ethic.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I agree with your pops, though. I guess you do have to let them work to earn, to know what it feels to earn. So I might want to retract some of that.
Mm-hmm.
I do want you to work and
Right.
see what it feels like to put the sweat in and then get rewarded for the sweat, because it's a
Right.
great
Right.
feeling. And
Right.
for a man per se, there's not a better feeling ever.
Right.
It's not, you can't bust a nut in the world better than having a liquid thought in your head,
Okay.
putting in the work, and it coming to fruition.
Yeah.
That's addictive.
That's addictive.
That's another addictive thing.
Right. Right.
If you anybody that ever had a small goal that was a liquid thought in their head, and then they worked at it, regardless what, and then all of a sudden, it's in your face.
Right.
Damn, I want to do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
might
are.
bet the whole farm this time because of the
Right.
feeling you get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, many men and women lose family and everything behind that feeling, man. That there's nothing better. I know I can only speak for a man. There's nothing better
Right.
for a man than to be productive.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when a man's not productive, then
Right.
there's a tendency that he may fall into a deep depression, spiral out of
Yep.
control, anything.
I say
But
that's
as
where a
long
lot
as
of
he's,
depression come from, not
thank
being
you, brother.
productive.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. It's an easy fix.
Yep.
It's an easy fix. You just have to get productive, man. That's
Yep.
it. You just have to start putting things together. And it just makes a man feel different
Yep.
when he's
Yep.
productive, man. You know, that's just his God. That's the God in him.
Right.
He's a creator by nature.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
a creator and builder by nature.
Yep.
And when
You
he's
got it
not in
right.
his natural form, he becomes very low. Yeah.
Listen to Boonce up here preaching. That's what's up, though. Hey, if you live long enough, you're going to learn some things. And so,
Absolutely.
yeah, we're in that age now where we can get that game, not
Mm-hmm.
only to the ones around us, but now we can go on the internet, give it to the other kids that may not have that father or that uncle or some of the people who influenced me, they may not have that. So now they can kind
Yeah.
of get it on the internet if they looking for the right thing. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Like you
that's
said,
good.
hopefully they plug into the right person.
Right. That's a good game. So, okay, you went to go live with your uncle in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
You was going to a new school. You was driving your uncle's cars, fly clothes, jewelry. And you said something that caught my attention, which was you said that your GPA in school was the highest it had ever been going to school. So my thing is, what about going to live with your uncle? What about going to this new school, this new environment that motivated you to just want to do better? Because you're doing better than you ever did in school.
Well, I think it was with him was what he provided was structure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When it was almost like boot camp, but it was a fun ass boot camp. Like
Mm-hmm.
when we woke up in the morning, breakfast was on the table.
Right.
We ate breakfast before we went to school, and he would have the jewelry and watches laid out for us to pick from to see, or he would even have it each one. You know, we knew whose was who. That's his. That's mine. That's mine. He had everything set out, so it wasn't really nothing to worry about but school. You
Okay.
know what I mean? And in the evening, he had study hour. You know what I mean? When you got to the house, we had a study hour. So it was something
Okay.
that you really couldn't lose on the educational plane. You couldn't lose, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, my uncles and aunts and grandmother, man, my family, I come from a lot of intelligent people, man. Book
Okay.
smart.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I got two uncles, man, easily. One of my uncles did run Michigan Bell. But I
Okay.
had two uncles that was on the other side of the tracks who could have easily uh, been CEOs or COOs of Fortune 500 companies.
Okay.
Easy, smart. Like my Uncle Shane, man, he taught me ledgers. He taught me so much about business, man. That,
Okay.
and I was young in this at a young age, man.
Right.
Though I didn't implement it, I had all the tools to implement it, everything at that time. He was trying to lead me down the right path. At
Right.
that
Right.
time, you know, when you're out there playing a street pharmaceutical,
Okay.
he was letting me know, hey man, this shit do not last forever. You have to think of a way out.
Right.
What do you like to do?
Right.
That's what you got to think of. So with him and them and my uncle that I lived with in Milwaukee, very
Mm-hmm.
structured men, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the men we see them all day on TV. It's just that I had the privilege and the blessing of being their nephew, and they treated me like a
Okay.
son.
Okay.
So, like these names you see on TV, these Lucky Lucianos and all that stuff, I actually knew the black ones.
Okay. Gotcha.
Organized men. They, it wasn't about the hype. It wasn't about none of that. It was about, again, a means
Right.
to obtain something and get your foot in this thing they called America.
Okay.
Just Just like the Kennedys and the rest of these big families that you know. But you get caught up, man.
Right.
You
Right.
get caught up. You
Right.
know how, yep. The
They
majority of
some
these big names that we know. Huh?
Right. Somebody was saying that the other day. I can't remember who it was. It was some interview, but he was talking about the P. Diddy thing, and he was saying, "Listen, Hugh Hefner did this a long time ago, and they didn't have him in handcuffs, and but he said what they can do, we cannot do." So
Mm-hmm.
the Kennedys, all them cats made it up off of this lifestyle and made it to the office, to where a lot of black people, when we try to do it, will end up in prison because,
Mm-hmm.
of course, that same thing goes. We can't always do what they do, unless we
Mm-hmm.
become very organized and really watch each other's back, which unfortunately with some black people, we've had a hard
Yeah.
time trusting one
And
another.
yeah, and see my uncles, my OGs, they were damn near there.
Okay.
They had a tight unit. They were
Okay.
unified. They were
Right.
structured. It was just that it was an outsider that tested them, and they were not for any games.
Mm-hmm.
That's what crumbled their run. But
Okay.
as far as the unity and the structure and having the front businesses and all that stuff, that was
Right.
working like clockwork.
Nice.
It was just that some individuals tested them,
Right.
and they're the nicest men in the world, but you don't want them. You don't want to wrong with them.
Right.
You don't
Right.
want to double cross them, man.
Right. No,
You didn't want to
that's
double cross.
to me, that was always a true man. He didn't
Yeah,
want no problems. He just did his thing. But if you corner him, you better have God with you, because
man. Yeah,
ain't nothing to play with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at
Right.
all, man. And I witnessed them put in work on individuals that tried them.
Right.
And as my Uncle Shane would say, it's not about the money. It's about the
Mm-hmm.
principle. See, we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about honor, principles, and honor, and all that. Again, I was raised by different OGs, man. My OGs was different, man. I
Yeah.
mean, really, it could be a movie on them.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You might want to think about that.
It's done.
Right.
Just as we thought about it, it was done. Yeah.
Hey, let
Just as
me
we
in.
sit here
When you
talking,
put
it's
that
done. Yeah.
together, I put the
Yep.
soundtrack or something together.
Yeah.
Because that might be a dope one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I see that. Okay, so you had a falling out with your father when he
Uh-huh.
found out that you was selling dope, right?
Yeah.
How did that? And eventually, y'all repaired things, but in that space, how did that affect you? Not being able to go holler at your father, because you can tell you really loved him
Yeah. Oh,
and
that's my
wanted to
dog.
be around him. Yeah,
That was my dog. That was my
yeah.
dog, man. Uh,
And
it
he
was
wasn't
rough.
wrong. He wasn't wrong. He didn't
No.
want you in that life. Right.
No, not at all.
Right.
Now that I get older, I understand he wasn't wrong at all. But when you go away for so long and you come back and you got an individual whose mind is made up, he's a little hard
Mm-hmm.
headed,
Mm-hmm.
and you try to come back with some type of discipline or something, and then at the
Right.
same time, I'm watching how my daddy was a true macaroni,
Okay.
a real live Mac.
Right. Right.
And I'm watching you taking me with you. I'm right there. I'm watching the guy. So, and then not only that, brother. Maybe I was brainwashed as a younger cat because you hear all these stories about your father, about your uncles. So what are you trying to do?
Okay.
Trying to wear those shoes, man?
Yeah. Trying to
Because
be what influenced you,
what that was
but
it.
but
But
do it
I
better.
get it. Yeah, yeah. It hurt me. It crushed me as a youngster because we would see each other, man, in passing, and like I'd be with one of my cousins. You know what I mean? He'll holler at my cousins, but wouldn't speak to me.
Oh wow.
It crushed me.
Yeah.
But I eventually dealt with it, numbed up, because
Yeah.
the bread was so good, man. That again, I became so intoxicated that after a while, I really didn't give a damn, man.
Right.
Honestly,
Right.
it came a point in my life, man, that I really didn't give a damn, man, about but that bread, man. I didn't care about nothing but that bread, man. Nothing else really mattered to me for a long time. For a
Wow.
long time.
Okay.
Yeah, but to start out, it crushed me starting out.
Yeah.
Because that was my guy. We talked. He always, gave me game. And his thing was he would rather see me with the women than to touch the yoke. If I was if you're gonna do something, man, do this. It's a little,
Yeah.
You can play this. You can play this lane.
Play this game. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But at that time, we already know during that time, man, that stuff there, man, was that was like owning a small grocery store, man, like a chain of grocery stores, man. The revenue.
Real talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the money was there. It was. I remember it. I remember Oakdale. That was the first time I went on Oakdale. Me and my nephew, and in like 30 minutes, we was leaving with like $2,000-$3,000 in our pocket. I mean,
Easy.
Quick, fast.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. So I understand.
Let's say you got 4 or 5 people on the down line.
Yeah, you making 10, 20. Easy, quick. You're not going. Yeah, I understand it.
And you young, you a baby. You still a baby.
Right.
You know what I mean? Although you've been, I've saw large sums of money. I helped count large sums of money, but it's different. As Ice Cube said in All About the Benjamin, it's different when you get the diamonds in your hands, though.
Right.
Yeah, it's different, baby, when it's yours and you have the right to do whatever you want with it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's real talk. That's real talk. Okay. You were selling cocaine at this time. George W. Bush took office and he brought in the war on drugs. How did the streets change? What in the streets changed?
At that particular time, not too much changed in my opinion, that how I recall it. Although they were bum rushing people because I guess this substance had became popular. So, they were rushing people. But I believe the game changed when Joe Biden was senator. And Clinton was the president, and they did that crime bill. Yeah. Was it the 94 crime bill, 90-something crime bill?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's when Bill Clinton was in. Yeah.
That's when they started giving brothers football numbers.
Okay.
And that's when the streets became infested with rap. Prior to that, people getting 5 years, boot camp. Yep. The laws wasn't that strict because the substance was brand new, especially to our side of town.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't even know what it was at first. I saw the soft.
Okay.
But when my cousin come from the east side of the state, I didn't even know what it was, man. I've heard of it, but I had never saw it with my eyes.
Okay.
So this like 89 maybe.
Okay.
It's like 89 maybe when I first ever laid eyes on it to see what it was. So, yeah, but as I think the game changed when Senator Biden and President Clinton pushed that bill into effect, man. That's when everything changed. You was pulling people, man. 10, it was mandatory minimum. You getting 10, period.
Right.
I think, what was it, though? If you got caught with a bowling, a little under a bowling, that was 10 years. That was 10 to 20. Unless you were willing to cooperate.
Right.
So you had a lot of catch and releases that were out.
Yep.
Right. If you look at today, brother, if you look at the statistics today, what is it, man? Probably within, what is it? Out of every 5, one of them is an informant, a paid government informant. Today.
Wow. Right.
I think one out of every 5, I believe, man. Look what happened to the young brother Dirt.
Yep. Yeah,
his homeboy was wearing a wire the whole time.
Oh, is that what it was? Wow.
His homeboy was wearing a wire the entire time, man.
Wow.
And
it's always wow. That hurts.
Hey, man.
That hurts.
Man. Hey, they paying in Michigan. I know. I read where it said that the average one makes about $60,000 to $80,000 a year. So basically, you got a license to run and do whatever it is you want to do, as long as you keep feeding them nickels. Yeah. So yeah,
wow.
The game changed then, man, and now we're in a time, brother, where it's even more dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Because not only do you have rats, you have killer rats. You have rats that kill and tell.
Wow. Yeah.
That's dangerous. That's a dangerous person, man.
Oh yeah. Because they're going to get you when your back turn.
Either way.
Yeah.
They're going to tell on you or kill you. One or the other. Right. Killer rats.
Right.
And they get to run the streets.
Wow.
Yeah. The game changed, I would say, at Biden and Clinton. When the football numbers.
Yeah. Got you. Yeah. That was back when Clinton was playing the trumpet, and they was talking about he was the first black president. And then 10 years went by, we found out all them numbers he was giving away to the brothers going up in Rikers Isle and dropping numbers, football numbers on them, as you say.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Yeah. Girlfriends answering the phone getting 10 to 20. Wow. Conspiracy. They even started coming up with this conspiracy thing where they don't even have to get too dirty. It used to be you had to get caught dirty, man.
Yeah. They just.
But you get two people say, "Hey, when
he
you
was
get
there.
It,
he was there. He's seen it, and that's all they need. Conspiracy, and conspiracy is worse than actually doing it. That's what's crazy. The numbers.
Yeah.
It would be like, well, it's a conspiracy. It should be low. You know, we're gonna give you a couple years for being around it.
Yeah.
No, you get more time than the person who actually pulled the trigger. It's
whoever
crazy.
got caught. The person that got caught.
Right.
Yeah. So that that's when it changed, man.
Wow. Okay. You got shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that. How did that happen, and how did that change you? Of taking one.
Again, man, it goes back to greed, really. You know what I mean? It goes back to you just intoxicated with that life, man. And I was playing the position of a liaison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was going good for a long time. It was good. But then it came to a time where it wasn't. And I had, what they call it, you reap what you sow. If you play a part of it, whatever, even though I was attempting to write it, to make it right with the clientele, I was never able to give them the chance to make it right.
Okay.
I had every motive to make it right with them, with every intention to make it right with them, but I wasn't able to at the time. Like my uncle had just introduced me. Now this is my father's brother. Had just introduced me to someone, and it was looking good. It was looking good. So I said, well, yeah, I'll hook up with him. I'll give them a call, give all them a call back.
Right.
And let them know I was going to make them whole, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
But after that happened to me, that was all off the table, period. Plus, I had a cousin, may he rest in peace, God bless the dead, who, well, none of my cousins played about me, but this one was Big Dirty, as known in the book. He didn't even like for a person to look at me too long. So when that happened to me, he kind of blew his wig, man.
Okay.
He blew his wig when that did happen to me. But it's just all part of the game, man. You either dead, penitentiary, or whatever. It's just part of the game. So getting shot was just a part of the drug game, the culture. Period.
Right.
That's what come with it, man. Penitentiary or death.
Right.
If you're lucky to walk away from it, all praises due to Allah. All praises due to God. You know what I mean? Because no other way you could have done it, brother.
No.
For you to walk away from it, all praises due, man.
Somebody believe in you.
Oh man.
And they not from this. They not from this world.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And that's it. But it doesn't stop there though. But that's kind of where Volume 1 ends.
Okay.
But it doesn't stop there.
Right.
Yeah. That's kind of where Volume 1 ends. after getting shot, and then my cousin flipping out. He flipped out.
Okay.
He flipped
Gotcha.
out.
Gotcha.
And I was trying to tell him, look, man, I'm sorting this out. I got it. He didn't want to
Right.
hear it.
Right.
He didn't want to hear it
For him.
because I was really trying to sort it out.
Yeah. 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 Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't find out till later that, every action and everything that happened to me, it affected people.
Yeah.
Affects your mother,
Yeah.
your
And
father, your close homie,
your family.
that cat that's willing to take one for you, and then to see you laid up like that, I could see where it'll change somebody to where they're not necessarily making the right decisions. It's like
and that was 2 times. And when you say you involved in other people, and that's pretty much when my mind started shifting in another direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first one was, my mother's house got raided. Okay. And I was married. I got married at a young age. My wife and my 2 children was there. My son and my daughter. That was one time. I wasn't there. Okay. That was one time. So I said, damn. And that was the first time it had ever got that close to anyone that wasn't involved with us. The family members that wasn't involved with us. And then the second time was the shooting, because that was brought to my front door. That was right at my house.
Oh, wow.
So, and my family is in the house. So, you know what I mean? So that kind of started making me think, about, like you say, how many people that I'm damn near bringing harm to. I'm thinking about it now. Now that intoxicated man that I just, I got to get it. He started thinking.
Right.
Sobering up, I should say. Okay. He started to sober up, and he started realizing, this is affecting really the people closest to my heart was my family.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because as a youngster, I said to myself that if I ever have children, I'm going to be there. Period. Because of how I came up. I made that commitment to myself. I made that promise to myself. Okay. So when it started affecting my family, I think something may have triggered me and started bringing me back down. Okay. Where I started sobering up and realizing that, hey man, they could have went in that house.
Right.
If you come home, man, everything's done. Everything cooked in there because of you.
Wow.
Your son in the backseat of a police car because of you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Your pregnant sister on the floor because of you. Mm-hmm. Your newborn baby and your wife, they got your wife with the handcuff in the front with the baby in her lap because of you. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that started to resonate in my head, man. I started thinking a lot. I started thinking a lot about my next move.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
But again, it's hard to walk away from it.
True that.
Yeah.
The addiction. Yeah.
Yeah.
In your book, it said, these laws aren't nothing but weapons they create to use against us. So we better learn how to use these weapons to help us fight back. What does that mean to you?
That's my Uncle Shane. Okay. Well, what happened was, I was a juvenile and I had got caught up. He was in the penitentiary at the time. He wrote me a letter, told me don't move till he come home. Okay. So I guess he wanted to take me to this schooling. And he had asked me a question about the laws pertaining to the way if you get this. And I couldn't answer any of it. Mm-hmm. So that upset him. And his question was, how can you be a part of this and not know the law? Okay. These same laws that they have structured for you, you should know them verbatim just as well as they do. So that you know the loopholes, you know how to step around it, you know what you can and can't do, and what each category, what type of time it carries. So it was really about that. So when you go to court, you know the law and you can present yourself. You're operating, tippy-toeing around that law. But again, when Bill Clinton and Senator Biden came along, that was out the roof, man. That was gone.
Right.
Because at the time, like I say, that particular substance was pretty new to our area, man. You know, it was when I first saw it, it was so new that you didn't think about the police messing with you.
Okay.
That's how new it was.
Right.
That you damn near thought you had some lollipops in your pocket or some now and laters. Like,
right.
They didn't bother you at first. But then George Bush pushed that. That's when they started riding down on you. And then came Biden and Clinton. And that's when it became, whoo.
Right.
Boy, it became real. You get a letter, they'll give you letters. Not numbers. It's brothers that's just getting out now behind that bill that was just passed, that prison reform shit. And I think the governor from Michigan did it too.
Okay.
But it was brothers in there that had L's for non-violent offenses.
Right.
Brothers that didn't have any violent, nothing on their record. They were just money getters.
Yeah.
And they figured out how to move that product, but ended up getting letters like life behind that substance. And you figure if you got caught with powder, you would you wouldn't even get close to time you would if it was considered crack.
Okay. Yeah.
So we know what that was about and who that was for.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, man, you think about, man, brothers getting 10 to 20 was nothing for them to throw a brother in the courtroom.
Right.
10 years mandatory, 20 years. My Uncle Shane died in there. They sentenced him to 35 to 65.
Wow.
He died in the penitentiary.
Right.
Yeah. The same one that was telling me about the law.
Telling about the law. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same one that put the weed and the beer on the table told me that you got to go get it. It can't. Same one.
Same one. Wow.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Man. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Your father.
Uh-huh.
What if you could name one thing, what was the greatest lesson you learned from him?
Discipline. I learned a lot of discipline from my father. And there's a lot of other lessons I learned from him, but I do recall his discipline, man, and his day-to-day, man. Like when he went to the penitentiary, he said he made a deal with God. Okay. He said when he get back out, he would never touch dope again. He never did. He never touched dope again, but he was a bona fide Mac though. He get that money though. He knew how to get that money. Right. But his discipline, man, my father used to run 5 miles every day, 500 sit-ups. He kept that the penitentiary rules are still in effect with him. Right. You know what I mean? So I admired his discipline with his body. I admired that. But my uncle was the same way though. All them boys were disciplined like that. Right. But my father, man, it's just so much that as I get older that I realize there's a lot of game of his that I utilize today, man. So much of it. So much of it, man. Wow. He was a smooth. He God bless the dead, man. You know what I mean? He passed on, but he was a bad man. Again, movie character. Right. Movie. You don't see him like that, man. And I'm not just saying this because that's my father and these are my uncles. I don't see him like that, man. Okay. I don't, and I've been around some OGs, man. I don't see them like that. Right. Not like that, man. Not like that, man. Right. And I could be biased to my peoples, but hey, no.
I think we all. I think we all are. Because you've seen those intimate moments with him that let you know, man, this cat is real. He might be a villain to the world, but he's solid to the mud with me. You know what I'm saying? So
Robin Hood, goddamn Robin Hood. Cause they was breaking bread. They would make sure you was all right. Yeah. It wasn't no stingy men. Right. At all. Them men wasn't stingy. Them men, man, if they had it, you had it.
You had it.
Period.
Wow.
Period, man.
That's a nice team to come up with.
Oh man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's hard to lose. It's hard to lose. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Same thing for your mom. If there was anything or the most important thing you learned from her was what?
Resilient. She never gave up, man. She always tried. Even during her addiction, man, she tried, man. There'd be times where she would come and get me and my sister and try to make it work. She'd get us from my grandmother's house and try to make it work.
Right.
You know what I mean? She wanted right. You know what I mean? But again, man, addiction is a bad boy, man.
Yeah.
One way or the other, man, it'll eat at you. But her resilience, and today where she is in life, man, I thank God because she overcame it. That's why I say her resilience and refusal to give up, and she like I say, she went through the valley of the shadow of death, man. But obviously she feared no evil because she came out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I thank God for her. And not to mention, my mother gave me the game as it was. She didn't sugarcoat nothing. Wasn't no cotton candy. None of that. I think that's where that's where my blessings came from. Is that no one hid anything from me.
Gotcha.
Everybody put it on the table. My mother been honest with me, man, ever since I can remember. Honest with me ever since I remember, man. Whatever it was, her struggle, her whatever it was, she laid it on the table. She didn't try to pretend like it was something that it wasn't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I respect my mama for that. I love my mama for that, man. That's the illest thing you could do for a child is tell them the truth, man.
Right. Real talk.
Don't sugarcoat nothing. Let them know this is life, baby.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This shit is real out here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you a single mother left out here by yourself, but daddy gone to the penitentiary. Hey, man, it's rough.
Right.
Oh, man, yeah. Her resilience, man. Her honesty.
Yeah.
Her realness, man. Like I say, man, if matter of fact, I think I might try to go sue Lee. Who did the Empire movie? Empire show.
Empire, the one that came on
Daniels?
TV. Yep, Lee Daniels. Yep.
Man, I'm going to sue Lee Daniels. Damn it, he wrote Cookie based on my mama, man.
He stole it.
I think he wrote Cookie based on my mother, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's my mother, man. Cookie
that's
line,
your mother.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, man, she was bad, man. She was bad, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Mama's still out there.
Yeah. Hey, put your bid in. He might throw you 20,000. Just leave me alone. I'll take it.
Yeah, hey man, look at here. Where you get that story from, man? It sounds just like my mama, man.
Yeah, take this 20,000 and leave me alone. All right, bet.
Yeah.
I'm about to go make my movie.
Yeah. Where you get that little Cookie line character from, cuz?
Right. Okay, your uncle, you say Shane, right?
Yeah.
What was the biggest lesson you learned from him?
Oh, he gave me so much. He gave me so much game, man. Honor, and principle, man.
Okay.
Principle and honor. He taught me how to what they say now. Stand on business. He taught me how to stand on business, man, and how to have your own mind.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And be strategic about any and everything that you do, man.
Right.
Don't just be out here unorthodox.
Yeah.
Have a plan. You know what I mean? Right. So, man, he gave me so much game, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Unc gave me so much game, man.
Right.
Man, yeah, he gave me a lot of game, man. But he was an honorable man. Man.
One more. Your grandmother. What was the greatest lesson you learned from her?
She turned me on to the plug. She turned me on to God. She turned me on to the plug. Her biggest lesson for me was faith. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure a lot of us, our OGs, they'd heard them say it before. She used to say, I'm gonna talk like her. She used to say, now, baby, you got to get to know him for yourself. So she was trying to introduce me to the plug at the time.
Right.
Because when shit get tight on you, you go back to your sensei. You go back to your spiritual counselor because you're looking for that prayer and that hand and to lay hands on you.
Right.
You know what I mean? That strength that you always saw. So the faith and strength is what I received from my grandmother, man. And again, she introduced me to the plug, man. And he been keeping me supplied ever since.
Nice.
I got it all day, man. My cup overflowed. I got it all day.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Yep.
You got it, man. We couldn't end this no better, brother. You gave your shout out to God. So Hey, Boonce, I appreciate you being vulnerable, bro. Uh, yeah, some stuff
Man,
I'd be like, I don't know if I should ask it, but I was like, well, you talked about it in your book, so I
yeah.
appreciate you opening up and just giving us your story, man. It's a really great book. It's a really great read. Barnes and Nobles, you can go get the hardback, or I got it through the what's that K book? Is that what it's called? It
I
comes
know it's
straight
on.
to it
It's
comes
on.
straight to my phone.
Okay.
Yep, the book came
Yeah,
straight to my phone.
it's the distribution. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
not sure it's distributed in quite a but I
right.
know that the hard copies are at Barnes and
Yep,
Noble,
you can
Amazon, and or
you
you
can
can get you a author signed edition at bookovBoonce.com.
gotcha,
You can get an author signed edition
gotcha,
with the
gotcha.
official stamp in it.
Yep. Yeah. I appreciate you coming through, man. I always think back. I'll probably say it every time we get together or something like that. The day we linked up at McDonald's, because I wanted to learn some of
Only
the.
vision.
Yeah.
Only
I,
vision.
I, I
Yeah,
think
I
I
remember
reached out
that.
to you, and you was like, yeah, let's link up. Let's link up. Man, I thought that
Yep.
was real cool of you because everybody don't do that, and I was just starting to get my business going or whatever. And you linked up with me at McDonald's, man. We sat there and talked, and you just gave me the game on how to get stuff started, man. So I appreciate that, bro. I never
Look at
forgot
you.
that. I never forgot that. So
I
yeah, it was
appreciate you, man.
yeah heavy game and fireproof. I used to
Yeah.
see y'all. I used to see y'all on TV, and that's what
Yep.
influenced me to start seldom seen TV. So yeah. So
Look
I've been
at you.
checking
Yes,
checking y'all
sir.
for a minute, man. Checking y'all for a minute. But I appreciate you coming through, bro. And we
I
need to do this
appreciate
more
you.
often, man. We got to do this.
Yes, sir.
I see you out there working, doing your thing. So we ain't gonna take as long to make the next one happen. But great
Oh,
book,
thank
Barnes and Nobles. Y'all go get it. My man Oakdale Boonce in the building. You know what it is. Seldom Seen TV, John Muhammad Podcast. We in the building, and we thank you, brother. Plus, this is live on YouTube, so I forgot to tell you
All
that.
right.
Yeah, this is my
All
first
right. You
live.
too.
This is my first live show. So yeah.
Congratulations,
But
brother.
oh, you
And I'm
already know.
oh yeah, man.
Oh,
I'm
you
making
already
history
know. You
with you
already
right
know,
now.
man.
Oh yeah.
We chopping away, man. So we gonna keep doing this, bro. But yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. You that
Appreciate
guy.
you.
You'll always be that guy to me, man. Thank you, man.
Same here, brother.
Hey, we gonna do this again real soon. I'm gonna hit you up, bro.
All right. Bet.
Okay. You take care, man.
Peace.
Peace.